Hi guys, welcome back to Happy-Ness Colours, Kerby Roseanse. This is my completed pages for September video. I've done quite well really for my first month. What I did at the beginning of September, because I was hoping I was going to film these videos, it was just plucking up the courage to do the first one, which I've done. But what I did is I set myself some challenges for the month. I wrote them in this book, and my first one was to colour 6 pages from Worlds Within Worlds, which you will see shortly. I managed to do 5 pages from there. Then I set myself another one, which was to colour 1 page from the Kerby books that I'd not coloured in. Now, there was more books that I hadn't coloured in. I hadn't done Wondermorphia, Phantomorphia, Geomorphia, Fragile Worlds, Anamorphia, Mesomorphia, Kaleidomorphia and Colormorphia. So basically the only ones I'd actually done was Mythic, World the new one, Worlds Within Worlds, and I'm not sure, I think it was Imagimorphia that I hadn't coloured in, and I showed them on my video the other day of pages I already coloured. And then my third one was to complete as many buddy colours as I can, which I did. I did 4 pages. So overall I'm very pleased with the goals. I was 1 page down on Worlds Within Worlds, so that's going to have to get added on to October. So I'm going to have to be busy because I need to colour 7 pages now in Worlds of Worlds next month to keep up with my challenge. Anyway, let's get into what we've done so far. So this month, like I say, I wanted to colour in as many of Kerby's books that I hadn't actually touched yet, because they'd been sat on my shelf all that time, and it's just a waste because his books are amazing. So anyway, let's get these moved out the way, and first of all we'll start with Mythomorphia. Now in this book I did start this page. I've not completed it. I think I don't know, I started it too late really. I did start it a couple of weeks ago. Originally I only did a little bit, and then I did some more the other day hoping to finish it, but I never got round to it. So this is the page of my whip. So this is one I will be working on next month to get finished. So the dragon I've just used at the moment, it's Inktense pencils with Black Widows over the top for the shading, just on the water here. I managed to do some of that, but not all over it. And then I need to, you know, add the shading onto the dragon. I was happy with it as it is, to be honest with you, especially around the head here. It looks really good, but I don't know if to add any more pencil to it or just leave it as it is. It looks quite bright, so I'm not too sure if I've actually added Black Widows already on it, but I'm sure I'll realise when I come to have a proper go at doing it. I just tried to do a little bit more the other day, but just realised the task was too big. So I did actually quite enjoy that page. So that's a whip anyway that I've got to do, and I hate having whips in books. Kaleidomorphia again is another whip that I came across just by chance the other day. I think it was, I don't know when I started this page, I couldn't tell you. I have coloured the page once before, but I wasn't too keen, so I started it again in this book. And again at the moment that is all just Inktense pencil. So I just really need to do the, obviously the horse, and then go into the flowers. Actually no, it's not this one I've coloured before, because the other one had a head guard on it. I'm sure it had a unicorn head guard on it, so there you go. But yeah, I do like the way it's done, and I've, you know, tried, I think this was when I was first trying out the Inktense with the Derwent artist pencils. I do like them actually over the top of the Inktense. They do work very well together. I'm not too keen on them on their own. They're an extremely hard pencil, but going over the top of the Inktense, I do actually like them for that. So I might do some more, you know, using the shading on them pencils, because it is a shame. They were, you know, quite pricey, so hopefully I'll use them. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finish this page as well in the month of October. So that's it. So they're the just two whips that I've found basically going through the books. My first completed page for September was in Wonder Mafia. I hadn't coloured in this book previously. I have bound it, as you can see, but I do need bigger binders. The pages are a bit tight, and somehow I cut the front page too small, but and that's by the by, that doesn't really matter, does it? So the page I coloured in here was this one, the crown. For this, I had just received the day before my set of polychromos, so I was absolutely over the moon with getting them, and this is the first time I used them. I also used a Posca pen to go over the, you know, to get the highlights, but it seems to have faded for some reason. You can see it. Mind you, I only did it very lightly rather than thick lines. I just basically virtually touched the pen onto the paper. There's just a list of the colours I used, and I don't know where all this mess come from. Must have been something on the table when I was colouring what I hadn't wiped off properly. So yeah, I actually enjoyed this page. I did this while watching the Queen's funeral. I just thought it was quite fitting to, you know, colouring a crown with some pretty flowers on it. So yeah, I enjoyed that page. I am very happy. I did use some black gel pen, artesian gel pen, and I tried to use the glitter, the gold one, with some Nouveau drops over the top, but it didn't work out on the butterfly, so it's just a bit of a squish, unfortunately, on the butterfly. So yeah, so that's one of my first completed pages. The next one is in Mafia. This page, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed doing this page. Anybody who knows me on YouTube, all the ladies, I've basically asked everyone, can you show me how to do a gold shade? Can you tell me how to do a gold shade? And I've just got tips off watching various videos, and you know, realised the colours you had to try and put together. I did this with the Brute Funa square pencils. It was the first time I'd used them, and I loved them. They were so good. I'm so pleased with myself with that. The gold colour for the dragon, mechanical dragon in the middle, and I did actually go around the edges with a Arteza fine liner black pen, just to highlight and to make, you know, the things a bit more darker. And then in the background, I used my Inktense shades of blue and green to try and, you know, like do the furthest ones at the back, the darkest colour of like the dark blue, and then I brought like a emerald green to the top, and then a really bright like turquoisey green to the main pieces, but at the very top. So I tried to get a little bit of depth in the page. I don't know if that comes across to you guys, but I really enjoyed colouring it, and I'm happy with how it came out. I can tell I've improved over the last, you know, 12 months of colouring, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I also used some no, I didn't. Sorry, I was just reading on their black fine liner, but I've already told you about that. Again, like I've said last time, I do actually mark my pages at the bottom to remind me of what pencils and other stuff I used on each page, so I don't forget when it comes to doing my videos and in the future. So that was Mafia. The next one I did is in Fragile Worlds. Now this book I dreaded. I wasn't really keen when it first came out. I've never done realism before, and whenever I looked through the pages I just thought, oh my heck, how am I going to colour something in there? Then a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, maybe the end of the week before, I'd had a bit of a bad experience one evening, and I couldn't sleep. Things were going through my mind. I just couldn't sleep at all. So I put YouTube on, as I always do, and I watched Stacy colouring, and she was colouring her orangutan page in this book, and it was absolutely fantastic. So Kirsty from Kirsty Colour and Sketch, I just want to give you a massive shout out and thank you from the bottom of my heart for encouraging me to actually get this book out and colour it. Your video was absolutely amazing, and it just made me want to get out of bed straight away at 4 o'clock in the morning and start colouring. The page we watched colour was the orangutan page, and here is the page I did. I loved it. Like I say, every step of the way I used my polychromos. Let me just get this off, sorry. I used my polychromo pencils. So this was like their first proper run on something like this. It was just all in them pencils. I used a bit of white Posca for on the fruits. I didn't really know what they was, so I just thought, well, colour them in yellow, put a bit of sparkle and try and make them fluffy, and that's what I did. I used white Posca to add a few lines around Kerby's black lines, coloured them in yellow and shaded them with a dark yellow, and then I used Folk Art Extreme Glitter, I think it was called. It's just a paint you add on, and it just adds the most amazing sparkle. I don't know if you can pick that up, maybe on that side, hopefully. Yeah, no, I don't think you can see it, but believe you me, the sparkle is unbelievable. It's really glittery, and it's got all different colours in it. You can see the blues and the greens and the golds and that. But for my first page of colouring realism, I don't think I did a bad job really. I was quite happy with the outcome. And like I say, it was through watching Kirsty's video. She did I think it was a live. She did it, and it might not have been, I can't really remember now, my memory's not that good, from a week ago. But anybody who wants to watch the colour along, if you go over to Kirsty Colour and Sketch, she's got 2 videos. One, she uses pan pastels to base it, and then she uses her polychromos over the top, and it's just watching her build the face up and it coming to life it just blew my mind anyway. So yeah, thanks for that, Kirsty. Now I've found about 7 or 8 pages that I can't wait to colour now, and they've all tabbed at the top, so hopefully in October I might get another page done in this book. We'll have to wait and see how far we get. So that was that one, and then we're back to Worlds Within Worlds. I needed to colour 6 pages in this book, so I'd be on track for completing for December. I managed 5. So the first page I did, now I class this as 2 pages because it's a double, was the first 2, the introduction pages. I used Prismacolors on these pages. Now I do love the Prismacolors. The colours in the set are fantastic. They're just a little bit soft for me. I loved the way it blended, can't knock it. You know, I really did love the blend that I got on them, and all the colours are so nice and so vibrant. I was just forever sharpening them, I found. I think I must be a bit heavy on the hand, but I won't give up with them. I will, keep practising. And on this page, it was just basically all Prismacolors. I didn't even use any white highlight on it. The only thing I did use was just use a little bit of black fine liner for the windows, but I didn't even do any highlights on the page. I think I was that glad to finish it because this took me absolutely ages working this in. So yeah, so I enjoyed it. like it. I think it's a very colourful page. So I'm pleased with that one. Now my next one is the Sphinx page. I did this as a buddy colour with Gina off Instagram. I have shared her page actually on my Instagram, so if you'd like to go over there and have a look at that, hers is on the same page as mine. I used the Prisma pencils again and the Arteza acrylic marker for in the black spaces. I also, no I didn't, that's a fib, I just fibbed to you, I do apologise. The acrylic marker was for the background. I think it's the Egyptian blue. I have mentioned before, they are fantastic markers, and you get so much ink in them. Well, I did the 2 full background pages and I went over it 2 or 3 times to make sure it got a deep cover, and there's still loads of ink left in there, enough acrylic paint to carry on, so you do get, they're well worth it for the money. I used the Prisma Colours pencils on this page. I'm getting a bit better with my shading on buildings. I'm feeling a bit more confident where to add it and to blend it out, to try and make it look like it's more forward. I liked, I got a photograph up of the cat, and I followed it to see, because I wasn't too sure, so, but I'm really happy with how that came out as well, so yeah, liked it. So that was another page done in this book. This page I adore. It took me a long time to do this page. I really took my time on getting the shadings in the buildings. Again, I used the Derwent Inktense on these pages, and the Neo colours for in the background, and a white Posca pen for obviously all the stars and everything, and for all the highlights on here. So what I did in it with here was I just used my Inktense pencils for a base colour, and then I used a dark brown, like a cocoa colour, in the Arteza pencils, and I just basically just went down and darkened in the section underneath, where, like in the doorway and like places like this, and just like little corners and in there, and I was amazed at how much it changed it and how much depth it gave it, just going underneath, giving it a little extra bit darker in the places on the candle wax as well. I just loved it. I didn't want the page to end. Also, first time as well, I've tried to create a glow. On the page I used different colours of different shades of yellow. I then just went over with the white Posca, and then as I was doing the background I just tried to whiten out the thing, just going lighter with my original, that colours for the Neo colour, just going lighter, and then trying to add a little extra white on it to make it look light, and just taking more colour off it really with me paintbrush. Just blacked the people out because obviously it's a dark picture, so yeah, I'm really impressed with it as well. It turned out really good, so I gave myself a pat on the back for that one as well. I hope that doesn't sound too big-headed. I'm only, learning. I just get happy with myself. And then the last page I coloured in here was another buddy colour with Julia and Gina this time on Instagram. Again, we've all shared our pages on there as a buddy colour. With this one, I used the Inktense again with the Arteza pencils over the top, and for the background I used some chalk pastel. I just basically scraped it on 2 different shades of blue. I scraped it on, and then to rub it into the pages I actually used a blender brush, what I usually use for my Inktense pencils, and I couldn't believe how soft it went down. I've used cotton pads in the past and it's been a bit abrupt, but this one, I don't know, it just went down so smooth. As soon as I touched it with this brush, it just seemed to go into the paper and work really nice. I have also used a black glitter pen for over all the birds and around the, you know, the numbers on the clock and the house windows, and the white Posca for all the highlights, everything. I tried to get a gold and colour again on the, you know, certain parts of the clock, and these dangly things down here, a different shade of gold. And yeah, again, I was quite happy with the outcome of it. Again, really pleased with it, and just eager to get more pages completed in this book now. So they're the 5 I've actually done for this month. So that is the end of my completed pages for September. For October, I will be doing myself another list. I know it will comprise, you know, be 7 pages. I've got to colour out this. Now, a double page I do class as 2 pages, so if I can do 3 double pages and a single, I've cracked it. I've also got a Kerby October challenge coming up soon after this video, so I'm hoping, you know, you'll all, you know, come along and join me. But first of all, for this one, I just want to say thank you really to everyone who has liked my previous videos and give me the thumbs up and subscribed. You've really given me the confidence to try and carry on doing more of these videos. It's something I do want to do for myself, more than anything, and hopefully to encourage more people to buy Kerby books and not be so afraid of them, because he is a brilliant artist and a lot of people out there do like his books, but some people have already said they are a bit intimidated, but we will overcome that together, I promise, as a group. So I'd just like to say good night to everybody. Hope everyone has a good night's sleep, and hopefully you will see this video in the morning when you all wake up and you'll all be fresh as a daisy. So, and then we can get into our October Kerby challenge. So I will love you and leave you for now, guys. Give me the thumbs up if you like the video, and like I said, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.